there was a very quick draw. What was going through your
Um, I was surprised by the lack of ambition in his opening choice, but I understand the tournament is going well, so he doesn't want to continue. But it's funny. I saw the variation, Bishop C3 Rook E8. I saw everything, but I don't think I believed that I could have received such a ridiculous gift. So it's very rare that you are just winning at the opening with black against the world champion. So perhaps I should have been more optimistic. But just a very weird game.
Any particular match that tested your skill sets in particular?
Every game tests a wide range of your skills, but the game that I lost against Arjun was incredibly complex, so it maybe exposed his strengths and my weaknesses. But I had many winning chances. I was completely winning against Niemann. I had a dominant, almost winning advantage against the start of the start didn't go my way, and then Arjun won. A really nice game. I just didn't. Bishop d5 was a tactic I completely overlooked, and then I just didn't get any chances after that. It's such a strong field. It's hard to win games.
So, slightly strange question. We've seen with Gukesh and with Ding what becoming the world champion kind of does to you in terms of form, in terms of confidence, the pressure. You're somebody who's always said that you want to be a world champion after Bobby Fischer, the next American world champion after Bobby Fischer. I was wondering, from a player's perspective, does it still feel worth it? Because we've seen the two predecessors and the suffering that they've had.
Everyone would love to be world champion. Saying is it worth it? It's not really a reasonable question. But most people never even come close, right? But I think the main issue and the main reason why that you've seen Ding and Gukesh do poorly is that, first of all, they were never the best players in the world. Not even close to it. Gukesh had a string of results over, maybe from the Olympiad, the candidates where he performed maybe at the best or near the best. But Ding even was long before he was fighting world championship, he was actually playing, top 3 players, or even the second best player for a long.
2019.
So he had an actual far more an established or consistent career as a top player. But the issue with the world championship cycle is that it's a very random. You don't want to say random because it can be easily misconstrued, but the candidates, the entire system is not as equitable, and you're deciding things over such a small sample size that it's natural that they're going to be the players who just aren't the best who are going to prevail, because you have such a small, low volume. The candidate is only 14 games, and it's you have to be first of 8. So each player, since it's the nature of the actual format, is not, no matter how good you are. First of all, the margin in classical chess to be so much better just isn't there at the highest level. You simply cannot be miles better than your opponent because of how much of a role preparation plays. So if you have a format where the margin, where the difference between top players is so small, and then the volume is so small, you're going to have, in most cases, you're not going to have, it's going to be more random than a knockout format. So, Ding, made it to the candidates. Made it to the match by not even winning the candidates, but being second. at least now the system is starting to change. But for someone like Gukesh and Ding to do badly, I mean, people have upswings and downswings in all nature of sports, but they were never really the best players in the world, so it's not like a major shock.
So
Do
you
you
said
think
that, sorry.
do you think Sindaro is the deserving challenger in this case?
There's no reason to speculate who is deserving or not. Every single top player who played in the Candice tournament, or everyone is deserving, because if he won the Candice tournament, why is he not deserving? But I think that first of all, the World Championship cycle should not be over 2 years. It's far too long. The entire, at least this, the recent changes where you have the total chess tour, which gives 2 spots, and then you have 2 spots for the FIDE Circuit. You're starting to give spots on a far more equitable, let's say, grand sample size. Because if it's fair, for example, in the previous candidate, you had Nijat Basov, who won the World Cup and qualified to the 2024 candidates. Yeah. But someone like that would never ever qualify from the FIDE Circuit, because from a FIDE Circuit you have to have a sustained level, So someone like a Basov, or maybe even Blue Bomb, in a FIDE Circuit or a Total Chess Tour or in a Grand Prix system, one outlier result, right? So the issue with the previous events is that you have the Grand Swiss, which it's a Swiss event. I mean, being top 2 in a Swiss event. For example, I was fighting for the top place in the final round. And one of the reasons why I needed to win with black was because my tiebreak point score, we were 3 of us were tied at 20.66, but I was 20.66.4, and if I was 0.5, then I would have a higher tiebreak than 2 people, and maybe I could draw. So it's all these things are just random. Of course, you have control, but the issue with classical chess is that openings have completely dominated the game, to where it's just there's just not enough margin as there is in most sports.
Now, on a personal level, do you think you see this tournament as a preparation for the Olympiad, or what was this tournament? What does this tournament do?
I mean, the Olympiad is 2 months away. It's great to play classical chess. There are not that many opportunities to play if you're not in the Grand Chess Tour. It's no specific preparation. It's just an individual tournament, but the main importance of these tournaments is to score FIDE Circuit points, to qualify for the candidates. I mean, that's the overriding theme.
Do you think the total World Championship is democratic enough?
I think it's the most democratic format of all the events, and I think it's the best format. Like if you could, if FIDE removed all World Championships and then just made like the total chess World Championship format, but then instead of 3 events a year, they made 10, 12 events a year, I think that would be the fairest format. But I don't know. I personally, I don't enjoy classical chess. I enjoy chess. I like winning. I like the result. But everything surrounding classical chess is just not enjoyable, because the tournaments are incredibly long. You play only 1 game a day. Sometimes games end in quick draws, or sometimes you're playing with black, and it just doesn't it doesn't even compare to Rapid and Blitz. Like there's no there's still passion, there's still enjoyment. Maybe I would say, even when I would win tournaments or do well, I still would have the same feeling about classical chess, that it's just not I don't feel the same passion.
What do you think about this tournament format? Because here there is no increment about after 40 moves. So was this time format suitable for you?
It's definitely an improvement, but in my past matches, we had a 60 plus 30 format, 2 games a day. It's definitely better than having, the Vikings time control is insane, or the Grand Swiss time control is ridiculous. So it's an improvement, but I think that we need to have a decisive winner in every game, whether it's with an Armageddon or whether it's, for to prevent, I mean, to incentivize people to have any sort of ambition or to create, I mean, play interesting games, you need to have some decider. So whether that's 2 games a day, and you play an Armageddon, or you play Blitz tiebreaker, or whether it's 1 game a day Armageddon, I think in chess we need a result in every game, because when you don't have that, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, there's no incentive.
Hans, congratulations on being inducted in the Olympiad team, your first Olympiad. What are your thoughts, and what will be your preparation as representing your country in the Olympiad?
Yeah, I mean, it's considering that I've had quite a high rating for a few years. Most countries, probably maybe even only India, that I wouldn't be in the Olympiad team. So it's great to finally be in the team as an American-born and raised player, which is rare for us. You know, I hope to bring some patriotism to the team. You know, maybe inspire my comrades to be even more patriotic.
Is there any particular team you are looking forward to face?
I mean, I would say probably India on papers. They're the biggest rivals, although Indian players have sort of struggled a bit recently. Uzbekistan, I mean, I don't, obviously they're very strong, but and probably on home turf they'll feel even more emboldened by the riches that await them if they win, you know, or winning on home soil. There's certainly, I don't know if the American team would receive an apartment and car. It's a bit more expensive in America, you know, because they receive a car, an apartment, cash. I mean,
The Prime Minister coming to the
Yeah.
tarmac to receive them.
yeah, I mean, you know, that might happen.
Oh.
You know, you never know. We have to, as we say, make American chess great again.
Anshit, going back to your point about chess shouldn't have draws. It changes the very nature of the sport. And classical chess, by its very nature, has more draws than decisive results in a way. Do you think there will be wider acceptance for the fact that, you know, we need to change the nature of the sport so that we have more results?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at most individual sports, I would say that the best game to compare chess to, I mean, is tennis.
Yeah.
I think there's no greater comparison. You know, both are individual sports. Both are not just. I mean, tennis is a very intellectual sport, right? It's not just about. Some other sports are more, you know, brute physical force. Well, tennis is strategic, and individual sports, you can see that they have a universal format, right? You know, there's no. It's very rare for. I mean, there's something called the UTS Tour in tennis, which is a different format. But in all ATP Grand Slam events, there's a knockout format. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 sets, depending on the length. You know, but in chess, we really need to adopt a singular format, at least for top level chess. For fairness, but also to make it a marketable product. But I also think that it was so much more interesting, like to have just some decider. You know, I mean, and a lot of people are clinging on to this idea of classical chess. But I mean, if chess remains sort of so, you know, clung to this concept of the purity of classical chess, then the game is just going to be left behind. You know, as other sports and as the world develops. I mean, I just don't see a long-term future for classical chess.
Are you a
This
fan of-
classical thing.
Are you a fan of knockouts in general?
I mean, for individual sports, I think it's the best format. I think it's the fairest. I mean, for the candidates especially, you know, when there was collusion among the Russian players and Fischer complained, you know, that even at the interzonals, you know, the Russians could draw or lose and help a player win. You know, I mean, in a knockout format, everything is in the player's control, right? And the candidates, you know, you could win your last game against the person who's in last place and win the tournament because of that, right? It just doesn't feel. I mean, I think there's a reason why tennis has the system that it has.
Your thoughts about classical chess are somewhat matching with Carlsen's thoughts. Are you a bit surprised?
I would say that any player who is honest and realistic about how they enjoy chess, I mean, would have that viewpoint. I mean, obviously, if you are invited to the Grand Chess Tour, in Norway Chess, in these top events, you can play, like someone like Hikaru plays very few events a year just because he has a high rating that he can sit on, but I would say that most players maybe share the same viewpoint, but maybe some aren't as active in expressing that.
And so, what are your thoughts on the new World Cup format?
Yeah, I think it's at least an improvement, because I mean, having a month-long tournament, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I mean, when I was in Goa, I mean, I got so sick. I lost 5 kilos in 4 days, so I was super happy to be knocked out, because I didn't have to stay there. I mean, if I had stayed for like 2 weeks and then got knocked out, I don't know if I would have survived, so I was so sick. So I don't know, I mean, it's definitely an improvement. I think that if I were to give my ideal format, I would say that each match could be finished in 1 day. I think that it should be 2 games of 45 plus 30, and you play the tiebreak. I mean, I also think that this notion of like, as chess players, like we can only play 1 game a day. I think we should be pushing, our physical and mental limits, by actually having games being decided by how much energy and mental fortitude you have. Not like that you spend 5 hours preparing and then, the first 25 moves you haven't used your, thought ones. And, I mean, it's a rehearsal. I mean, even obviously, ideally, freestyle chess is, in my opinion, the best chess format. I mean, it's like I think it's just a better game. But that's a long ways away.
Hans, just wanted to understand. You said that you fell sick during the FIDE World Cup in Goa. Can you just tell us a little bit about what happened?
Just allergies or some sort of sneezing. I don't know.
It was nothing to do with the length of the tournament.
No, I was only there for 5
Yeah,
days, but
yeah.
in those
No.
5 days I managed. I mean,
But it wasn't some food poisoning or something.
I mean, I was just sneezing blood, so I mean, I don't know.
Right. The players of your generation, even your generation, probably raised on, studying classic games. We were speaking to coaches. Now, is it not required to study classic games, considering that it's stockfish?
It's a personal preference. I mean,
Would you advise kids, for example, if you take up coaching, would you
I
advise
think kids should work on and spend time in chess without whatever they enjoy and they're passionate about. And you should try to do things that you really. Okay, obviously at the highest level you have to do things you don't enjoy. That's part of competing at the highest level. But when you're a kid and you're young and you're improving, you should do what you enjoy. I mean, if you push young kids too hard, I mean, they can burn out very easily.
Sorry to deviate slightly here. The World Championship, Gukesh, in this current form, do you still seeing him as defending the title, or do you think Sindra has an advantage?
Well, in a match format, it's really hard to say. I think it really depends on the start, but the strain on Gukesh's confidence that these years have must be taking a serious toll. So I would say that if he starts well and can regain his confidence, take control, his prime form could return. But if he starts poorly, I mean, it's just going to be a reminder of all the bad results, So I don't think. I mean, obviously, you can't say that his poor results are not an indicator whatsoever. Are they? I mean, but in one match, I think it's 14 games. I mean, anything can happen.
Sticking to Gukesh, were you tempted to beat him and send him below 2700 today?
I really don't care. My job is to win chess games, not it doesn't matter who I'm playing. I mean, I'm indifferent.
Hans, are you happy with the new criteria for candidates? The rating spots have been removed.
No, that I mean is a great improvement. I think the rating spot was taken advantage of by Ding, Ali Reza, and then and Hikaru twice.
Yeah.
Or once or twice. Once. So all three of them had interesting loopholes. So Ding had his matches in China against his comrades. Ferrugia had his matches against, the what do you call the YMCA grandmasters, and then Hikaru, I mean, showed his degree of shame, So I mean, that is a great improvement. I think that FIDE is going in the right direction.
Hans, you have been if I can take the liberty to say that you have been the lowest of your career, where you were not being able to play any top tournaments, you were not getting invites, but you went on to play all the open tournaments, any tournaments you could find. You played maybe 100 or 150 odd classical games in a year, and you came back into world top 50, then 40, then 30. Now we are playing elite events. Now, if I can say, Gukesh is also going through a phase where he is having bad results, different situations. What would you advise Gukesh if you had the professional capacity, if there would have been a chance to bounce back, because you have done that?
Yeah, I mean, in chess it's really difficult because when things go badly, you're the only, people can try to tell you why they went badly, but no one is inside your mind, so the best coach, I mean, unless you have such a magical connection with them where they can read your mind, or maybe they know you so well, even the best coach can't understand, so that's why the improvement and the when things go badly is very isolating, because you feel like you understand why things went wrong, you can communicate, but finding, in chess it's not like, I mean, in some sports you can pinpoint, okay, like, my form was wrong, or my positioning was wrong, like, this, I mean, in chess it's all in your mind, so it's such an abstract sport. Pinpointing the exact reason is really difficult. I mean, some sportsmen might look to their diet or I don't know, but I would say that it's mostly a mindset thing. I mean, he has all the opportunities in the world. For example, he dropped out of the Grand Chess Tour, which I wouldn't have done. I mean, I don't think that was a good decision. He's obviously.
Can you explain why?
I mean, I don't think as a world champion you should drop out of the Premier Chess Tour. I think you have. Okay, you can evaluate whether you feel a responsibility to compete in the top tournaments as world champion. That's a personal thing, but just from a practice perspective, you want to play. You're going to play a world championship match. The best practice you can get is in against the top players in the world. So that I wouldn't have done it. I don't know. I mean, maybe just try to relax. I don't know. I mean, but it's I'm sure his team is giving plenty of advice.
Hans, what has been the reaction that you experienced after coming to India, especially Chennai?
What do you mean reaction?
You've seen a lot of fans coming to you for photos, autographs.
Well, I haven't left the hotel once, so. But yeah, there are plenty of fans, which is always nice in India. I mean, when I played in Kolkata, there were so many fans. I mean, maybe they were here. I just didn't see them because we're staying in the hotel, so you can kind of avoid them. But no, generally India is the passion for chess is great. the support for chess. I mean, it's like when every time they win a tournament, the government gives them like basically the money they won. I mean,
Yeah, but no apartments.
yeah, but for that price, you can buy an apartment.
In some parts of India.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the.
What are the out of court settlement that you had with Carlsen? Do you think you are a moral victim?
No comment.
Going back to the statements you made about mental health in chess, do you see are people taking it? Are the athletes taking it seriously, or do you think there should be a system to sort of take mental health more seriously?
No. I mean, we can travel the world. I mean, playing chess, it's not that hard of a life, you know. But obviously, everyone should handle stress in their own way. But it's part of the job.
And recently you have been doing very well in rapid and blitz format, and next you are playing at Esports World Cup. So what are your expectations from Esports World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, I narrowly missed qualifying last year, so I'm really looking forward to it. I have 2.5 weeks to prepare, so it's a huge event. I mean, although it's not rated or anything, I mean, there are huge prizes. A lot of the top players. Fortunately, they conflicted with the Grand Chess Tour, but that I'm really looking forward to. And I mean, it's rare that you play chess in a stadium or in front of all so many fans. Like having the freestyle events were really a dream come true. So unfortunately, those are gone, but at least the World Championship will probably remain. So I mean, those types of events are really very enjoyable.
And you won this rapid and blitz in Poland. So this Esports World Cup, are you more motivated now through mindset?
Yeah, I think my results in Rapid Blitz have always been good. I mean, I was 4th in the World Rapid Championship, narrowly missing 3rd on tie breaks. Yeah, winning. I mean, I won Warsaw. I mean, I think I could have won it by a bigger margin, but I generally think that my results in Rapid Blitz are very good. So yeah, I think I'll do quite well there.
And can you explain the differences between playing rapid and blitz over the board and on 2D board?
Well, you know, even when you play online, it's actually possible to add a 3D setting where the pieces look, which I do sometimes. You know, to emulate training, but yeah, when you have a mouse, you manage your time differently because you have a bit more of margin getting the time pressure. Sometimes when you play over the board, you think that you can handle the time pressure, and then you realize that over the board, I mean, it's so much easier to collapse. So, I mean, but generally, it's not that different. Obviously, Esports World Cup has no increment, so it requires, far more visual and time management and maybe some flagging skills.
Just wanted to understand, you are the only player I think we are seeing in this tournament bringing your own water bottles. Is there some idea behind that? Or?
No, I just prefer to drink international water.
Any particular goal this year you want to achieve?
Top 10, win a Rapid or Blitz World Championship. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of big tournaments this year.
And at the World Cup, Esports World Cup, if say you beat the top dogs, do you have like a finisher move like what we saw last year, Hikaru throwing the king, those sort of things? Or
No, I mean, that was theatrical, and that event where he threw the king was not like a serious event. I mean, it was an exhibition. So I did actually recently go to a WWE fight, and Netflix gave me courtside or ringside tickets, and I mean, it was interesting, but that interest lasted for maybe 30 minutes or an hour.
And it would be illegal to try one of those moves after finishing a game in a chess.
I don't know. It depends. I mean, if WWE, yeah, certainly. But throwing a king, I mean, yeah, you probably would be fine.
Hans, congratulations on the Netflix documentary. Could you please tell us that what was the reaction from the people around you, who were your friends and family, who did not know the entire situation after they saw the documentary, from even your friends, if you can say, what were their reaction?
The documentary, very positive reaction. It was quite short. I mean, it could have been so much longer. There were so many things that could have been included that would have been even worse for them. Even then, they were very displeased because it was not great for them. But I think that my main goals are on the chessboard. Fighting a media war against the mafia is, it's just not of interest to me. It's better to beat them on the chessboard.
But was it exciting to see yourself on the big TV?
Yeah,
Not playing chess.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, but I mean, it was just such a. It's not really something to be happy about. It's more like a step in the right direction, but it's only a step. I mean, the real. The real comeback, has to be on the chessboard.
Once talking about
Thank you.
endgame AI, how are you seeing the future of it?
Well, the platform has been growing a lot. We have a lot of users, actually a lot of users from India, probably because of FIDE or the other people who have promoted it. Yeah, I think it will grow as a chess platform. Hopefully we organize more events. I think that it's important to have fair competition in the market and to, keep corrupt powers accountable.
Thank you, Hans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The ज्ञान